So, I have been on a kaiju kick lately. I have been wanting to see what are some underrated kaiju movies besides the black box office blockbusters and the dimimagining yokai monsters. Well, how about South Korea's answer, The Host, from 2006? A creature plunges from a bridge into the Han River, emerging on its shores for feeding frenzy upon onlookers. When a young girl is snatched in the melee, her family sets off to recover her from the monster that the government claims to be a host of an unidentified virus. A monster knockout movie, says the Leah Rosen of People, and one hell of a monster movie, says Jim Emerson of the Chicago Sun-Times. A seriously scary freakout. Manohia Dargis, the New York Times, and one of the greatest monster movies ever made, says Logan Hill, New York Magazine, and some person named Harry Nowler on par with Jaws. Hey, cool news. Yes. This is definitely South Korea's answer to this. The director himself noticed that there was, I forgot what incident that this was, but it was a company here in America was pouring a bunch of radioactive chemicals down a drain, which flowed into the Han River that caused some mutations. The Springfield incident? I don't know. Anyway, what we get here is government conspiracies. We get some good special effects. And we get some dang good acting and family bonds of family that will stick together and the hospital is just trying to really do its job. But there's more going on, especially when the monster attacks a sergeant or whatever his name is, Donald Brooks or something like that. There's like saying how he was infected, and they do perform an extensive autopsy on him. There's no virus in there. It was all psychosomatic or whatever, which, I'll get to in a second. But yeah, the acting here is freaking great, especially from the person who played starring Song Kang-ho, Byun Hee Bong, Park Hee-lai, Bae Do-na, and Koh Sang. Especially the person who plays the teenage girl right there. Does a really freaking fantastic job of like how she's able to, even though she's in a pit with a whole bunch of other people that the monster spits up, she still holds her own, even fashions a way to escape. But definitely the guy with the yellow hair, the main character, he starts off kind of like being the like when there's a noodle stand, he eats one of the legs off a squid that was going to be given to someone. Eventually he changes his ways, he even takes a nurse hostage because of everything that's going on. And, I have to manage to trick their way and pay money in order to get the heck out and try and rescue the daughter. I mean, yes, it's fast, but at the same time, there's a lot of heavy, impactful stuff going on that will ensure that your eyes remain glued. Lo and behold, this movie has been, one could see it as like some stuff going on with the crown virus that happened. There are some similar themes and stuff and all the government stuff. I don't want to get into that, but let's just say if you watch The Host and you watch this, you'll kind of, and you watch The Host and you see everything went out with the crown virus. Yeah, there's definitely some interesting coincidences, I guess you could say. But yeah, great acting, monsters freaking scary, great cinematography with the sewers and everything. I highly recommend that you watch The Host.